What's next?
Well, she also talks about the importance of artist dates.
Yep.
These are weekly solo dates. You're not going on a date with another person.
Right.
You're taking yourself on a date with your own creativity.
Ooh, that sounds cool. So what does that look like? Give me an example.
Yeah, so it could be anything that kind of sparks your curiosity and fills your creative well.
Okay.
Like visiting.
Welcome to Whitter. Who Has Time to Read? The podcast that brings deep dives for busy minds. Listen to AI hosts Jane and Dane and get ready to unpack the world's most captivating books in just a fraction of the time. Whether commuting, working out, or just squeezing in a quick break, we deliver key insights, thought-provoking themes, and takeaways you can carry into your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Plus, use our links in the description to purchase this book. Your support helps us bring more engaging book discussions to you. Listen and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Who has time to read? You do, with Whitter.
Welcome back to Whitter, your deep dives for busy minds. And you know we've got a good one today.
Absolutely.
We are going to be diving into Julia Cameron's The Artist's Way, a book that has helped so many people just find that creative spark again.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes we lose it, right?
Right.
When you think about when you were a kid, you were just creating all the time.
Right.
You weren't judging yourself.
You were just doing it.
You were just doing it. So this book is all about getting back to that place.
It really is.
Like reclaiming that.
Mm-hmm.
And Cameron's big idea, it's almost a radical idea, is that everybody is an artist.
Yes.
It's not about, you know, if you paint or you sculpt or you're a musician.
It's everyone.
But we have these blocks.
We too.
We have these things that she calls blurts, right? These doubts that we have about ourselves and our abilities.
That we're not good enough, talented enough.
Exactly.
Or worthy.
So the book is kind of like a guide to get you past those, right?
It is.
To help you kind of push through those blocks. And then she gives you some really cool tools to help you with that.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest ones that she talks about is morning pages.
Yes.
What is that all about?
Yeah. So she recommends 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing first thing every morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so 3 pages, that's a commitment.
It is. It is. But don't worry.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be perfect, you know?
Okay.
There's no judging, no editing. You're just letting your thoughts flow out onto the page.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Right.
So it's like a brain dump, but it's more than that, right?
Yeah.
It's about getting all of that stuff out.
It is.
Clearing the decks.
Think of it as, clearing the decks, you know, clearing out all the mental clutter that's built up overnight.
Like mental cobwebs?
Yes, mental cobwebs.
Okay.
And, you know, it's amazing what can surface when you give yourself permission to just write without judgment.
Yeah.
You might even surprise yourself with what comes out.
So we're silencing the inner critic. We're clearing out the mental cobwebs.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Well, she also talks about the importance of artist dates.
Yep.
These are weekly solo dates. You're not going on a date with another person.
Right.
You're taking yourself on a date with your own creativity.
Ooh, that sounds cool. So what does that look like? Give me an example.
Yeah, so it could be anything that kind of sparks your curiosity and fills your creative well.
Okay.
Like visiting a museum, attending a concert, or even just wandering through a bookstore.
Yeah.
Or exploring a new part of town.
Ooh, okay.
It's not about, you know, checking things off a to-do list. It's about like feeding your soul
Feeding your soul.
with inspiration.
Okay.
And you can't create from an empty well.
Right. Yeah.
These artist dates are all about just kind of replenishing that source of inspiration.
This is making me think of Doechii,
Yes.
you know, the incredible artist, musician.
Phenomenal.
Her rise to fame has been just phenomenal. And she is known for pushing boundaries
Yes.
creatively. Her sounds, her visuals. Yes.
Everything she does is just, it's so fresh and unique.
It's inspiring, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's really inspiring.
And you know what's interesting about her journey is that it wasn't always easy.
Yeah.
I mean, she faced setbacks
Right.
and had to overcome a lot of self-doubt too.
You know, just like those blurts that Cameron talks about in the book.
Yes, exactly.
But she persevered.
She did.
And she kept trusting her instincts, her creative instincts, and didn't let those negative voices win.
She kept filling her, right, with diverse experiences. She embraced risks.
Yeah.
And ultimately, her unique voice resonated with millions.
Yeah, it did. And it's so cool to see. It's like she really embodies the principles in the artist's way.
She does.
Right. She kept feeding her creativity. She didn't let the blurts win. And look where it got her.
And that's something I think we can all learn from.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whether we're musicians, writers, entrepreneurs.
Just humans.
And just, living our life.
Yeah.
Right.
We can all learn from that. So one of the things that Cameron really encourages people to do is to kind of identify their blurts.
Okay.
These are those, negative thoughts that pop up.
Oh, yeah.
Like weeds in a garden.
I feel like I'm not talented enough.
Exactly.
Or I'm never going to finish this project.
Yes.
What will people think?
All of those.
Yeah.
We all have them.
We do.
And recognizing them is the first step to kind of neutralizing their power.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right. Because often we don't even realize how much they're actually impacting our creative process.
So it's about becoming aware of them.
Yes.
And then, challenging them.
Exactly.
Right.
And she even suggests actually writing them down.
Okay.
And then writing a response as if you were talking to a friend
Okay.
who was expressing those doubts.
Right.
You wouldn't tell your friend, oh, you're not talented enough.
No, of course not. You'd be like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. You'd be encouraged.
You're so talented.
Right. Exactly. So it's offering that same kindness to ourselves.
That's a really cool way to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're often so much harder on ourselves
We are.
than we would ever be on, somebody else.
Exactly. And then another concept that she talks about, which I find really fascinating, is this idea of shadow artists.
Shadow artists.
Yes.
What are
These are people who have creative talents, but have kind of suppressed them.
Oh, okay.
For various reasons,
No, who would that be? Give me an example.
So it could be a friend who's always organizing these amazing events,
Right.
but never thinks of themselves as an artist.
Right.
Or your colleague who comes up with brilliant marketing ideas, but doesn't, see themselves as creative.
Interesting.
And they're all around us, and
Yeah.
they're channeling their creativity in ways that they may not even recognize.
So it's about seeing that creativity can manifest in different ways.
Exactly.
It's not always about, painting or writing.
Right. And sometimes just acknowledging those shadow artists within ourselves or others can kind of be that catalyst to unlocking some hidden potential.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, and one of the things that I think a lot of people struggle with is just finding time
Yes.
for creativity. It almost feels like with our busy lives, it's a luxury and not a necessity.
Right.
But Cameron talks about this, right?
She does.
She says it's important.
She emphasizes prioritizing it, even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
Okay.
It's about carving out that space for yourself.
Okay.
Because like you would for a doctor's appointment or a meeting.
But what about all those other obligations?
Yeah.
They always seem to take over.
You do.
So how do you actually make that time?
I think it's about setting boundaries.
Okay.
And being really intentional.
Okay.
Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier to write those morning pages.
Right.
Or scheduling a non-negotiable artist date once a week. It might feel selfish at first, but it's an investment in your well-being.
It is.
And it allows you to show up more fully in other areas of your life.
I love that. It's not about being selfish. It's about filling up your own cup.
Exactly.
So that you can, pour into others.
Exactly.
It's like that oxygen mask on the airplane.
Yes.
You got to put yours on first
You got to take care of yourself.
so you can help anyone else.
And, when we feel creatively fulfilled, we bring more to everything we do.
We do. Okay, so we've covered blurts.
Yes.
We've covered shadow artists. We've covered making time for creativity.
Right.
What else?
Well, Cameron also talks about those blocks that sneak up on us.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not always procrastination or fear of failure.
Right.
Sometimes it can be things like workaholism.
Oh.
Or being overly self-critical.
Right.
Or even what she calls excessive virtue.
Excessive virtue.
Yeah.
Wait, how can being a good person block creativity?
It's not about being good or bad.
Okay.
But it's more about recognizing when we become so focused on pleasing others, meeting expectations, doing what's right, that we neglect our own creative needs.
Oh?
It's like you're running on fumes.
There. Yeah.
Eventually, you just burn out.
So it's about that balance,
It is.
fulfilling obligations, but also honoring your own creative impulses.
Exactly. It's a dance.
It is.
But the more we prioritize that well-being, the more equipped we are to handle everything.
Right. And this all goes back to that idea of filling the well.
It does.
Right. It's not just about squeezing creativity in when you have a moment.
Yeah.
It's about actively seeking out experiences that nourish you.
Exactly. It's like making sure that your creative gas tank is full.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good analogy.
So you can keep going.
Keep going, yeah.
On your journey.
Well, this has been a lot.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot.
We have.
I feel like there's so much to unpack here and apply.
But what's so powerful about her approach is that she gives you those tools that you can implement immediately.
So, dear listeners, what is resonating with you? What's that one creative spark that you maybe have been ignoring?
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about what we were talking about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And Cameron talks about this idea of synchronicity that plays a role in this whole creative process.
Yes.
And it's like when you start nurturing your creativity, the universe is like, okay, I see you.
Right.
I got you. I'm going to help you out.
And it's not like, this mystical thing.
Right.
But it's almost like you become more aware of opportunities and connections that were always there, but you just weren't seeing them before.
Right. You weren't open to them.
Right. It's about being open
to
the possibilities.
So it's like the internal work is important.
Yes.
Like quieting those negative voices, filling the well.
But then there's this external support that shows up.
It does.
It's like a dance.
Yes, it is.
It is beautiful dance between the internal and external.
And those synchronicities can be very validating.
Yeah, they can.
Especially when you're doubting yourself.
It's like little signs from the universe.
Yes.
Like, keep going, you're on the right path.
Right. And this makes me think about Don'chi again.
Oh, yeah.
Her unique artistic vision seemed to attract the right collaborators and opportunities at the right time.
Yeah.
And it's like her willingness to experiment and push boundaries opened up those pathways.
Right.
For her.
It's like those doors just swung wide open.
They did.
And she was ready. She walked through.
And that's something we can all do,
Yeah.
Be open.
Yeah, be open.
To the possibilities, to those collaborations.
Yeah.
Because when you're on your path, the universe will help you.
The universe has your back.
It does.
It does. So for our listeners, those of you who are like, all right, I'm ready to unleash my creativity.
Yeah.
What's the one piece of advice?
Action.
Action.
Take action. It's not enough to just read the book.
Right.
Or listen to this deep dive.
Right.
You got to do something.
So put it into practice.
Yes.
Do the morning pages. Schedule those artist dates.
Tell those blurts to be quiet.
Embrace your shadow artist.
Yes.
Show up.
Show up for yourself.
Even when it's scary.
Even when it's messy.
Even when you're not sure what you're doing.
The magic happens when you commit to it.
Well said. Well said. So, Witter fam, as we wrap up this deep dive on the artist's way, remember, your creative journey is yours.
Yes.
Embrace the mess. Celebrate the small wins.
Yes.
And trust that creative spark within you.
It's there.
It is there. It's waiting.
And, you might even inspire somebody else on their journey, too.
All right. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and keep it witty.